Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 5, Episode 8. It is Friday morning, and we have made it to the end of the week. And it's kind of mixed emotions always when I get to Friday, because Friday means obviously end of the week, but to me, Saturday is my day off. And I don't like having that day off. I like being out there making money. Another bad side about Friday is it starts getting busy early, and you've got so many people who are looking at slots and playing tables and everything else, and it just makes it harder for us to make money. So Friday, everybody likes it because it's the end of the week, but for me, it means the end of making money too, because earlier in the day on Friday becomes harder and harder to make money. So but it is a rainy Friday morning, and we are just heading out for the day. And as you know, when it's Friday, we have to head to the office, and we're going to scan our card and be good employees and look like we're there all day. And then we'll immediately leave the office. Problem is, I usually park on the side of the building, and then I walk in the front and then take the back door out, which is where my car is parked. But I'll be walking in a lot of rain to get there today, but that's all right. Temperature outside, though, very nice, 59 degrees. What's going on here? Now, everybody's got headaches and sniffing and nose running and all that stuff because it's not cold enough, and people get allergies or colds and stuff like that, and it's not killing all the germs out there. So that's one downside of the warmth. The good news is it's raining, but it's not cold enough that it's going to freeze, so it's a little bit safer at least. Looking at the radar, the outlook is pretty bad for today. There's a lot of nasty weather coming, so it's not going to get any better. So this is really the best time of the day until I head back home. So I'd say it looks like by the radar, probably at least 2 to 3 hours of bad weather coming up. So yesterday I did update my spreadsheets, and I thought, I'm doing all this other stuff. There's probably thousands of extra dollars I haven't put on there. No, it was like $37 off. So it was pretty close already. And you know what? I didn't even look at what we did for the year. I think it was like 223 or something. I'll look again. But what I was focused on was how far away we are from a million. And as of this morning, we are 3,536, I believe, something like that. 3,500 away from hitting $1 million. And place your bets. When is that going to happen? Is it going to happen today? Is it going to happen by Sunday? Is it going to happen by Wednesday? By Friday next week? Or after Friday next week? That's your different options. Today, Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, or sometime after Friday. I would think that hopefully by Friday next week, I think if we have a good day today and a good day Sunday, it's possible that Monday or Tuesday could happen. But we'll see. So no matter what, we know we're going to get there eventually. Right now, I think this is episode 8. I think we are 11 episodes away after this one from 1,000. So still deciding if I want to keep the podcast going or not. Let me know how you guys feel about it. Are you still getting valuable information, or is it the same stuff over and over again? I kind of woke up a little bit and thought, I gave all this good information in season 1 and 2 and kind of just went with the story after that, and maybe I need to go back and start putting those type of episodes out, talking more about relations with or relationships, not relations. That too, maybe, I don't know. relationships with casino staff, cashiers, dealers, security, waiters, waitresses, that type of stuff, I think is very important if you want longevity. So you want to be part of the fabric of the casino, and instead of hiding like a lot of advanced players try to do, I'm there in plain sight and act like I'm part of the entire ecosystem. I'm part of their life. I find out about their families and their children, and all the different things going on in their life, and we become friends, and that helps with longevity. I think maybe one time I've had a dealer kind of rat me out, and eventually it led to something, but I think at that point, and I was talking about this on one of the discords I'm part of, this story about this table games manager that sat down next to me, and that was supposed to be my last day there. They had cut it 2 decks deep, and I was stubborn. I knew right away what they were doing, and I went to the bathroom and I redid my spread, made it incredibly aggressive, got my butt beat, and then came all the way back and got back to even, and totally exposed myself in my spread, big spread. And the guy sat down next to me, and he was not convinced that I was card counting even after all that. And I lasted a couple more years at that place, and I was never backed off of the tables there, but I was backed off because a different casino told them I was a table games advantage player, and they never backed me off. So it does work, even with jerks as some dealers that want to get you. If you tiptoe around them and don't play when they're there, you can still get a long career at a casino. So anyway, right now we are heading to the office. We're going to check in, and then we're going to get on the road. We have a meeting in a couple hours, and so we'll have to pull over. So we'll still be pretty far away from our first casino. We'll have an hour-long meeting, and we won't get to the casino until probably noonish. So it's going to be a long one. So that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, that was fun. I went to the office, got checked in. I was out parked far away near the other door so I could leave easily. The rain slowed down, so I'm feeling pretty happy. Take off my jacket, put it in the back seat. Walk in, everything's fine. Light rain, it's good. I get to my desk, do all my stuff I normally would do, and then I'm leaving down the stairwell in the back. Then I start hearing the rain get harder and harder and harder outside. By the time I get out there, it's just pouring down rain. Luckily, I was only like 150 feet away from the door, but definitely got drenched. And right now we are heading out. So it looks like we're going to be able to stop in a relatively safe area as far as signal. So there are 2 or 3, I think 3 areas where the signal gets really bad on my way to this casino, and we're going to be just on the outside of one of them, so we'll stop right before we get to it, and we should have a good signal for our call. Our new team member is part of the call now, so this is our normal Friday meeting that I have with the team. So I'll go through normal stuff. That'll delay us an extra hour, and that's why we won't be getting there till about noon. So that's what's happening right now, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back and just finished up my meeting. So I pull over, go to a gas station right outside the zone where I would normally cut out. Now, yesterday I was messing with my phone, and I saw that there was a section, because this was a used phone that I bought, where I had not registered it with Verizon, and I don't know if that's what they normally would do if you pay them whatever, the $45 or whatever, to activate the phone. But it always works until I get to a certain area, and then there's like a 50-mile stretch where the internet will drop and come back and drop and come back. They have to reboot the phone in order to get the phone calls to work, and just been annoying. And I think hopefully I figured it out, and that's what it was this whole time. But anyway, I pull over, and I go to turn on my Teams, and it says connecting, and it doesn't connect to the meeting, but I'm still online. Now, Tuesday, I had the same issue with a meeting. I was in the office, and the same thing happened there. So if you remember, I even talked about it. I just canceled and didn't even go in there, and they all assumed I was there the whole time because there was a large group of people. So now I feel like there's something wrong with my laptop. I'll take it into the help desk on Monday, which I used to do many, many, many years ago. But I couldn't get into the meeting, so I called into the meeting. So, I'm doing my portion of the meeting, and my manager interrupts me and he says, "Joe, I just want to say, I don't know if this is kind of weird or not, but listening to you over the phone, you have a really sultry, sexy kind of voice over the phone." And I'm like, I need an adult? No. I'm like, oh, you know what? Something like that happened to me before, where I was in line getting food and this guy said something. He goes, "Yeah, I think you have a voice for a podcast." And I'm like, okay. So I don't know if they found the podcast or what, but I love you guys if you did, and I'm just trying to raise 3 families at the same time, so that's why I'm trying to make money. I'm getting all my work done and being a good boy, I promise, so don't let me lose my job. Anyway, so now I am in the middle of the zone where it normally drops off. Like right here where I am right now, it would be dead and no issues at all. So the last 5 times I've been through here, I've had issues, and that's the only change that I've made, and now it seems like everything is working perfectly, 5G the whole way, so hopefully that fixes the problem. But we're continuing on to our first casino here, and we don't need any fuel on the way down, and probably 3/4 of the way back before we're going to have to stop for fuel, so that's really, really nice. But heading out there, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back. So far, not so good. I had 2 plays. I played with other people. Oh, they're coming toward me right now. And I'll be back. Alright, I talked to a friend of mine, but I just walked by the 6 to 5 table that's opening, and I said, "Oh goody, 6 to 5 table's opening." It has been horrendous in here so far. I mean, not by losing, but by not having opportunity. Talked to 4 different APs in here so far today, and just not making any money. Did 2 plays with 2 different people, and plays on my own, and total, overall, with all those plays together, I'm ahead $51. 51 darn dollars. 51. I had 2 sessions of blackjack so far. Let me see what this is real quick here. Hold on. No. 2 sessions of blackjack so far. And the first one, man, I'm like seeing shadows all around me. First one, I don't even remember the reason for getting up. I think it was just a negative shoe. And I left ahead $25. The second one, I sit down. It looks like there's nobody there. It's a brand new shoe. I sit down. Guy sits down next to me and goes, "Just so you know, I play very erratically and unorthodox." I'm like, "Oh, that's great." And I look over and he's got like piles of chips stacked up. And then he colors up before I buy in. I had chips on me, but I bought in anyway. And played there for, first hand was a minus running 6 right away. Then we were minus running 12. I played like 1 or 2 more hands and I got up, and it was like, what else can I do? And that was plus 25 more dollars. So now I'm up 50 on the blackjack, 51 on the slots. And then I go to the high limit to play. I sit down and start losing immediately. And it starts going negative right away. And then this guy comes out of nowhere that I hadn't seen today. And he's putting me in. So I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. So then that one goes negative, and I get up even, and it's like, it's been so bad. And on top of that, the one guy, where the guy told me he played erratically and stuff, at that table, I had $300 in green chips. And he's like, let me color you up. I'm like, that's okay. He goes, thanks for your help. And I said, you know what? You don't have to be rude to people. Let me see. I wrote down the exact words. I can't get to it this second, but I said, you're customer service. You're not supposed to be rude to people. It's so ridiculous, man. I've been here for how long? Over 2 hours, and I made $100 so far. Man, very frustrating, man. All right, we're gonna, you know what? There's nothing back here. I think I'm just gonna, I almost just want to leave, but if I'm gonna leave with $100, I mean, come on. Doing all these different things and making no money. Other people in here playing, running. Oh gosh, so bad today, so bad. So just frustrating not to being able to get plays. And when you go hours and hours to get somewhere, and then you get there and there's nothing there, and it's an island, and there's nothing around it at all, that's pretty frustrating. So anyway, all right, I see here there's some money in here. All right, I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm just going to talk to you while I'm setting things up in my car. I got to get out of here because I'm about to start a fight or go to jail or something happen here. It's so frustrating in there. Let me kind of go over the lowdown here. As soon as I walked in, I got this like memorized. I don't even have to look at my notes. As soon as I walked in, I looked at some slots, found one machine, played it through, ended up ahead $90. Walked around, found a blackjack table I wanted to play, and sat down at that table. It was a $25 table. I spread 25 to 100 is all I could get in because I didn't have big counts. Played there for 20 minutes or so. My low was minus 250. My high was plus 100. Ended up leaving plus 25 on that table. That was a frustrating table as it was. Guy hitting 16 against a 2, this and this and this, and doing these things, and it doesn't matter. I know it doesn't matter, but I was already frustrated. The count was -2, and it was a good time for me to leave. After that, I played some slots with a friend of mine. We lost $10 each. Played another slot. We won like 21 each. Back and forth doing all this different stuff. Overall, with the slots, ended up ahead $51. So slots plus 52, sorry. $52 to be exact. Then I went to play blackjack again. I'm just frustrated. I'm sitting in the car here deciding if I want to leave or not. It's getting later in the day already, and nothing good is happening. And it's not like I'm getting a bunch of action and it didn't work out. I'm not even getting the action in. I went to another blackjack table, $25 minimum. I almost sat down at like 5 different tables, and something happened every time. Go to this table. I've got chips in my pocket from earlier. I buy in for 300. The guy comes to the table and he's like, "Oh, I play very erratically." Let me see. I wrote it down. No, I don't know. I thought I had it, but he was playing. He said he played erratically, and then it was like a negative running 6 on the first hand, and then we were in the teens by the second and third hand, and I ended up walking away. Now, when I walked away, I was up $25. So I had $325 in green chips. When I sat at the table, these stupid pit bosses are so obvious. The one lady looks to the other guy and says something, and the guy looks right at me. Dude, you're so stupid. I don't want to use other words because my kids tell me I'm not supposed to use them anymore because everybody's going to get freaked out if I use the truth. He looks right at me, so I know they're going to put me in the system. And it's a negative, and all this stuff, and I'm already frustrated from before. I leave the table. So when I leave the table, the dealer wanted me to color up. I ignore him. He says, I need the chips. And then he said, thanks for your help. And I came back and I said, you know what? I don't want to color up and I don't need this abuse. You're in customer service. Act like a customer service person. And he didn't say anything, and I walked away. I said, maybe I should just get out of here, not even play here. And I walked away. Walked around the casino, calmed down for a little bit, came back around, and, that's interesting, actually. Came back around and went to the high limit area. One of the chips that I had in my pocket was a $500 chip. I bought in for the $500 and started playing. Lost that almost immediately. It's really interesting how they put me in here. Lost it almost immediately, and then bought in for another 500. Count goes negative, 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 and I had a double down, got me back to even, and I'm like, what am I going to do now? Now they're putting me in the system back here, and they're already putting me in the system over there. I'm just going to leave. I'm exactly even. I said to the guy, look, will you tell them that I'm even so they don't put me in for winning thousands of dollars? He said, I'll just tell them that that you had nothing, that you won nothing. But I think what he said was he left with nothing, or they understood it that way. So here's what they did. They put me in the system for like 4 seconds, and they put me in for, let me go back to this win-loss area here, for losing, I believe, $800 losing. So what they did was they took the $300 that I bought in cash, and then they took the $500 I bought in cash, because the second time I had chips, I didn't want to use all the greens and other stuff in my pocket. So they took the $300 in cash and the $500 in cash, and the first people were lazy and put me in as leaving with zero, and the second people put me in as leaving with zero and having only bought in for 500, because only 500 of it was cash. Now to them, they thought I lost 1,000, but they were being jerks about it and put me in for minus 500 because only 500 of it was cash, which is whatever. That's fine. So now it shows up in the system that I played only once instead of twice, because one of them put me in for zero play, but a loss somehow. I don't understand how that's possible. And the other one put me in for a loss also. So I earned like 70 cents in comps, and they put me in as losing $800. But how did I end up? I ended up plus 25 on one table, plus 25 on the other table, plus 0 on the third table. And then on top of that, slots overall ended up only ahead $52. So I don't know what to do at this point. Do I go back in there and face the same people whose shift only started a couple hours ago? Or what do I do? I'm really not positive what I should do. I'm going to go get some food. I don't want to be out all night. It's Friday. I don't want to be caught in all the different people here. But I don't really want to go home only ahead $100. So I'm going to decide what to do. Let's go get some food, calm down a little bit, and I'll come back and let you know what I decide. It's just absolutely so frustrating. I shouldn't be frustrated. I mean, I don't get frustrated when I lose $2,000, but I'm getting frustrated at these people's actions. And I was going to go to an Indian casino today and decided not to do it, and probably should have gone there. So anyway, all right, that's what's going on right now. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back and feeling much better. Got something to eat. Gonna head back in, and we're gonna tear those people up, man. We're gonna tear them up. Let's get back in there and make some money. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. You can't give up. It's frustrating sometimes. It's devastating sometimes, but the math is the math. And in the long run, you can still make money. There's always a way to make money. Had another session, and had a mix of blackjack and slots, and was kind of playing in and out of my pockets. So ended up playing for an hour and 20 minutes and made $328.58, $329 from slots, and then played tables as well, and ended up clearing another $600 from blackjack, and ended up leaving ahead a total of $929. Now, I know how that other segment must have sounded, but I was extremely frustrated having to drive all this way to make no money, or practically no money. And it was a very frustrating experience. Then having the run-ins with not only two different players, but run-ins with multiple casino staff at the same time. And it was an extremely frustrating day. Should I have gone to the Indian casino? Maybe. But at this point, I made the money, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, it was a very frustrating experience. I'm way over my time. I'm going to be many hours late getting home. It's already starting to get dark outside. But I stuck with it. I made the money. And everything is good. So with that, it's like 1,040, something like that, 1,040, and we're closing in. We're like 2,500 away from hitting our big target, and starting to get a little bit excited about it. So, what date did you guess that we would make it to our goal? Was it today? Was it Wednesday? Or today, Sunday, Wednesday, or Friday next week, or after Friday? I'm hoping that we can get there by the end of the day, Wednesday night. I think it's reasonable for me to make 2,500 between now and then. I think it's reasonable to make between 500 and 1,200 on Sunday, and possible to make 500 or 600 at the most per day, Monday and Tuesday. One of them will probably be 400 or 500. One will probably be 100 or 200, and Wednesday, I would think, would put us over. So, yeah, write it down. Tell me what you think. Tell me what your estimate is, and stop by a grocery store. I got some vegetables first. I relaxed in the car and didn't stress about it, didn't think about it, didn't worry about it, and just did my thing. My laptop's sitting next to me. Everything's caught up for work. I'll catch up on a few small things that I need to do between now and the end of the weekend. And other than that, we're in good shape. So, yeah, we got there. So let's keep the ball rolling. Let's keep moving in a positive direction. Right now, it's the 9th of January. I think I'm up like 5,500 maybe for the month. Not the greatest pace, but we had some days off for holidays, weekends, things like that, and we're still moving in the right direction, and that's what really matters. So that's what's happening right now, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back, and as we are getting closer to home, let's go over our segments. What did you eat today, MW? Had some vegetables. I had some mozzarella cheese, peanuts, stuff like that. Some zero sugar tea, and it was okay. It's all right. So I can't really rate it too much. It's just ingredients basically. And what did you tip today, MW? Well, I mean, everything today was a big mess. Everything was a big fiasco. It was crazy. I mean, nobody would have wanted to go through what I went through today, as far as this terrible people, basically, that I had to put up with today. And that being said, I tipped $0. And what did you learn today, MW? I actually did learn something about a different game that I didn't know. And I'm going to help a friend of mine also with that information. So, yeah, everything is good there. Right now we are heading toward home. It's dark. There's a lot of traffic still for some reason. I don't know why, but gonna rest a little bit. Have a good day tomorrow, which is Saturday. We'll be back on the road overnight Sunday into Monday morning. Tons of work to do at the office Monday. This weekend, tons of work to do as far as setting up some pages and stuff for work, for our penetration tests and other things like that. So I'm going to keep busy this weekend, and hopefully by Wednesday, Thursday, we hit that $1 million mark, and we can celebrate that. And then at that point, I don't know how much more I really want to prove, how much I don't know. I don't know what my desire is going to be to keep going after that as far as the podcast. Maybe go to once a week or something like that. I haven't decided yet, but give me your feedback on that. Send me any emails, any questions you have via email, and I'll try to address them. I think I've replied to all the emails, maybe one of them that I haven't replied to that were sent in the last month or so. So I should be caught up on everything. So yeah, that's going to be it for now. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.